Bob, you on there?
Am I the only one today, or?
There you are. Okay. I saw the lips moving and nothing was so far, but it's only 1 o'clock. How you doing?
Good, you?
All right. Trying to stay cool.
Yeah, it's been a warm summer.
It's been a little muggy out there.
Yep. Today, tomorrow too, it looks like.
Oh, lovely. Well, tomorrow afternoon we have a men's golf league, so that'll be
Be a challenge.
I think I'll drive instead of walk.
Now, you had these classes last week on documents, right?
I did for the buyer.
Oh, okay, all right.
For the buyer. So this is strictly for the seller.
So the buyer part is video. I can look at that, right?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, it was about an hour and a half.
Okay.
So we covered agency, we covered all the different forms to get things rolling with the buyer.
Okay.
So expect a couple of more folks to join. At least that's what Wendy tells me. So how's business for you?
Well, I got other things I'm doing, and I'm trying to get away from that. I do a lot of railroad consulting.
That's right.
So I'm trying to get away from some of that. It came up a little bit, but hopefully I can devote more time to this. Trying to get my wife interested and my two sons. So I would really like to work this with my two older sons.
Well, the only one in the whole family was my daughter-in-law, Carly.
Oh, yeah?
She's out on maternity leave.
Oh, yeah. So do you have, how many kids do you have?
I have two daughters who are both school teachers.
Okay, that's good.
They're on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And then my wife has the two boys, and one is an engineer and the other one is a lawyer.
Oh, well, yeah, they're doing very well.
They are doing very well.
Proud of those, yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're bright guys and enjoy what they're doing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what have you been doing these days to generate some business?
Well, I try to, I put myself at least trying to do 5 contacts a day, 5 days a week. Get with people, different people. It looks like some people are doing very well. I just got to figure out how they do that. But
Well, it's
people are a little skeptical. I'm talking to right now. Just there's people out there looking to buy. I see more people looking to buy.
Yeah.
They seem to be a little bit skeptical for some reason. They think they should wait. Some of them, which that's might not be the bad thing to do either. But with interest rates as low as they are, that nobody's got a crystal ball. So they always ask me if I think if there's more sellers come on board, if the housing prices will drop, and I can't tell you that. Nobody knows. It's
Well, right now, what I've been telling folks, the alignment is just the perfect storm. Interest rates, I saw this morning, 30-year fixed under 3%.
Unreal.
I mean, that's free money.
Yeah.
Demand is still high. One of my clients dropped out of the market for a little while because she was very unsure of her job. Matter of fact, she was the only person left in her department. She had to let everybody else go. And we went out looking at a couple properties on Saturday. I said, so how are things on the work front? She said, I am so busy. I said, well, good. That sounds like job security. She says, oh yeah, I'm very comfortable now, and I want to proceed now and buy. So, I mean, people are coming back into the market because they're more confident.
Yeah.
So where my leads have been coming from are referrals and networking.
Yeah, I suppose you get a lot of referrals. You've been in the business for quite a while. Networking, I would think, would be a good opportunity.
Well, it is. And I signed up 2 new sellers over the weekend. One was a former client that we sold them that house. And the other one is somebody that I've known for a while. So they're all just starting to say, okay, now
Yeah.
it's ready. It's ready. This is a good time.
Good,
to-"
yeah.
And I said, yeah, I'm not, I don't even have to sell myself, which
Right.
is, you know, a whole lot easier than beating your head against the bush and trying to convince somebody that you're the best.
Yeah. So you normally work this with your daughter-in-law then?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's not working with you right now.
No, she's on maternity leave. She's her little baby is 9 weeks old.
Oh, I see. Oh,
Yeah. So I mean, she's brand new. She was born June 15.
oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
Another
Thank you.
another grandchild.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's number 3.
Three. I got two girls.
Yeah.
Young.
All 3 are girls.
Yeah. They're fun. They're actually fun. I have 2 boys, my 2 sons, but I never had any girls. So it's actually kind of fun having 2 granddaughters.
Hmm. Yeah. They're, it's fun to make them cry.
Yeah.
It's so easy. Well, you know what? It's 6 minutes after 1, and I'm going to value your time.
But you don't have this just for me. I
Well,
mean,
yeah, of course. Gary Keller has always said, even if one person shows up for a class, you teach the class.
okay.
So, how many listings have you worked on?
I have none.
None. Okay.
Oh.
What has your business been so far? Buyers?
The buyers.
Buyers. Okay.
No.
Um. So
I think if somebody asked me to list a house, I'd be a little bit worried because I don't like to not know what I'm doing.
okay. In what respects?
Just I think getting the forms and stuff ready and you know what you got to go through. I'm not real lack experience at that. You know, everybody's got listing presentations and I've been looking through different ones and I'm not sure how to really approach it with a listing. That's where I would think I'd be most nervous trying to get a listing.
All right. I'd be glad to share my listing consultation with you.
Yeah, is it one of the big fancy things or
Is it what?
is it one of those big fancy ones or? Yeah, I like
Nope.
it. Keep things simple. I don't know how you feel about that, but
Nope. Nope. Straight, simple, to the point. I don't believe in puffery or bullshit. You know, just
yeah,
get to the point. Here's the process. Here's why you should choose us. And here's what you can expect. Here's
okay.
what you do. Get your house sold.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that if I could take a look at that.
Yeah, I will send that to you after we're finished here.
Okay.
All right. So let's pretend that somebody has called you up and said, Bob, I want to sell my house. And you're now preparing the paperwork before you go over there.
Right.
They've already been referred to you. You're already pre-sold. So it's basically looking at the house, developing rapport, their timeline, their motivation. And I always have the paperwork with me, always.
Yep.
And okay, if you're ready to move, let's get it started right now. I got the paperwork with me. Yeah, let's do it.
Right.
So let me go over to share. You're familiar with the forms on Instinet forms?
I've seen them. I'm not on. You do I have to be on the computer or something to do this? Or?
No, I'm going to do it with you.
Oh, yeah, I've seen them. I've been through some classes with them.
Where the heck did it go? Let me get rid of that. Oh, I know why. Because I need to go to that screen. I haven't lost you yet.
Okay.
So I'm going over to Instinet. I'm going to come back to you. You're here someplace. At least you were.
I'm still here.
Yeah, I know. I can hear you. I did this the other day and it was such a piece of cake. Now, what the heck? No, that's not it.
I'm not good at it. So.
Oh, come on, Jim. What did you do with him? Oh, there you are. All right. Hello again.
Hello.
Now, I got to share. What the heck happened to it? I don't know why that thing keeps coming up. This is what I want. I guess I need to have it active before I can share it. All right. Bear with me.
No problem.
Here we go. All right. You got that one now?
Yep, I see it.
Okay. So just come over here. There are a lot of similarities between a listing and working with a buyer. So what's the first thing that you do when you meet with a buyer? Which form do you go over? Give you a little hint. It's in green.
Yeah, I see it. Agency, relationships, and real estate.
Yeah. And I'm just going to do standalone forms.
Is it in green or no? That's just something you.
I highlighted it and it
Okay.
came up green. And so I go through this and I say, we need to talk about how we're going to work together. This is only a disclosure. It is not a contract. That's coming. But here it is. I'm going to be representing you as the seller. And we need to talk about dual agency. So I just explain what that is. But I also go over these. The
Fiduciary duty. Yeah.
obligations. I said, so anything that you tell me in a confidential manner will stay with me to the grave, not just when the contract ends, but to the grave.
Okay.
My job is also to obey all lawful instructions. I had somebody say, well, you know, I put that in and I didn't get a permit for it. I said, you just told me I have to disclose that.
Right.
So confidentiality, disclosure, and obedience are all pieces of those that we need to just highlight with them. There's another, if you can see this, it's highlighted in green,
Yep.
right? Same thing as with the buyers. We have to disclose our relationships and the process. So depending on whether I'm buyer or seller, if it's seller, I'm going to have them initial this. I always highlight it because it's going to be signed in person. Talk about whether to get a homeowner's warranty or not. 3 out of my 4 new listings, I have an HMS warranty. The homes are, you know, slightly older. And you got a furnace that's original, and I'm sitting there going, do you really want somebody calling you up afterwards and saying, I'm going to sue you because you didn't tell me that the furnace was, no, I don't want that. Fine. For $389, let's go with it, and let's just check off that box.
Is that the seller pays for that? Right.
Uh-huh. Yeah, at closing.
Okay.
Closing. So then
You
just,
recommend that then? You highly recommend that then?
oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, I would do. I'm just curious what the world does.
Everybody is so quick to sue you.
Yep.
And even when I sold my own residence a number of years ago, the day after closing, the downstairs air conditioning did not work. So I asked her, did you do this? Did you do this? And did you do this? Yes, yes, and yes. And it didn't work. No. Here's the 800 number. Call it.
Yeah.
So they'll either repair it or replace whatever the problem is. It takes that liability off of my shoulders and the seller's shoulders.
Well worth it. Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
All right, so then we come down to here, and I usually, you know, if another agent asks me, because I do this when I'm writing a PA, I'll call the listing agent and I'll say, okay, what's the seller's time frame? Oh, they want to be out in 30 days, or you know, they're not in a hurry, but they'll work with the buyer. So I get a time frame, so I know how to prepare the PA. And I said, oh, by the way, are there any other offers? So this is getting the seller's permission to say, if somebody asks, I will tell them. This is just is all potential agents, or only those who ask, or don't tell them anything, which I think is kind of silly. I favor B, because what's going to be in the best interest of my client, the seller? Yep, there are other offers. The other day, somebody asked me, do you have any offers? I said, not yet, but I've had 3 second showings. So I suspect we're going to have more than one offer. Nothing in hand yet. I'm just being totally honest with them.
Right.
And lo and behold, I did get 2 competing offers. His was one of them. Number 6, this is just highlighting the fact that, hey, I'm licensed to sell real estate. I'm not licensed to carry a gun. I'm not licensed to practice law or to dispense financial tax advice. We talk about the property disclosure, whether it's the full disclosure or the disclosure alternative. Some municipalities require, as you know, a TIsh, Truth in Housing.
Right.
Okay, so if you're selling a house in Hopkins, for example, you darn well better contact Hopkins and get an inspector out there, because if not, they're gonna find you.
Right.
So those are all those. And number 8, and this is where you can fill in the blank right there. The portion that Keller Williams is going to collect is $375. We charge
Okay.
$299. Coldwell
Yep.
Bank charges $499. So I get them to initial it. I type it in, and they say, "Well, what is that for?" That is not a commission fee. I don't get any part of that. That is the broker administrative fee that we need in case we get audited. We have to save our files for up to 7 years. And if the Department of Commerce or if the IRS wants to look at a file, we've got to pull all of that documentation. So it's storing it, it's pulling it, and it's staff time. So that's what that's going towards. Oh, okay. So get them to sign that. The second one is our business relationships with Minnesota Title, New American Funding, which is Tanya, and Keller Mortgage has an online mortgage company. So nobody is required to use these. This is strictly to disclose that
Information.
Yep. Okay. Questions on those?
No.
All right. The house that I listed on Sunday, back down here to residential. Let me find it. Here it is. It's lead paint.
Okay.
And you know the rules on that, right?
Right.
At the magic year, if it's prior to 1978, and the house that I listed is 1965. Updated, but it's still 1965. The law says I have to have this. The seller needs to disclose what they do or don't know. And you and I
Oh, sign it.
Okay.
Okay.
So the seller checks off one of the boxes. They either have knowledge or no knowledge. But you and I, as agents, have to also sign that.
Okay.
All right. Okay, come back to residential forms. Scroll all the way down. Now, as you'll notice, there are purchase agreements for vacant land. Whoops, I'm sorry, purchase agreement. I don't want that. But there are purchase agreements for vacant land, new construction, and residential.
Right.
But for listing, we want the exclusive right to sell. And check your dates. Make sure that everything is 2020. If it's 2018, if it's 2009, it's out of date.
Okay.
but everything on Instanet Forms has been updated.
2020, okay.
2020, the exclusive right to sell, listing contract. All righty. And it's pretty easy to fill out. I mean, you know, it's the address, the city, county. I always pull the public tax record, you know, from Realist Tax.
Right,
That is, right?
yep,
Okay. Just go to North Star MLS, pull up the property tax. So you have all of this information. You got the PID, you got the legal description, the county, yada, yada, yada.
you get that off the property tax,
Yep.
okay.
Yep. Right off the public property tax.
Okay.
And then it's either an individual, husband and wife, if they have the same name, if they have different names, if one of the parties said, well, I bought it when I was single. Good. Takes one to buy, two to sell.
To sell,
You both have to be on there. Oh, okay. Or it could be a trust or an estate. The one that I listed recently over in Mendota Heights is an estate, and I'm working with the trustee. So it's in trust for the beneficiaries.
okay,
So just find out how they want to fill it out. If I happen to know that there's a husband and wife, if I know them, that's what I put in there. Or business or partners. If I'm not sure, then I just leave it blank and I hand write it in at the table.
okay,
Broker, that's us. Keller Williams, Premier Realty, Lake Minnetonka. And the print
Right.
is real small because it's such a long name.
right,
What I used to do was click on it. If I'm meeting with them this afternoon, then I would just, you know, okay, it's August 25. But if I'm not sure whether they're ready to list with me today, I leave it blank.
okay.
All right. So that's personal preference.
I got kind of a crazy question on these forms here. Do you ever do them electronically, or do you do it like handwritten?
I do all the PAs and everything electronically.
Electronically, okay,
I do counter offers electronically, but typically in 99% of the cases, I am face to face with this seller. I'm either
Okay.
sitting next to them at the kitchen table or across the table from them. Now, I use Authentisign a lot. You can even use it for non-Instanet forms.
Okay,
So, I mean,
that's good to know. That's good. Yep.
it's a great versatile tool because lots of times I have to send something for an electronic signature. So use your judgment. You can either have it pre-printed if you know they're ready to list it today, or just fill it in when you're sitting there with them.
Okay,
I leave this blank unless we've talked about it over the phone and they already know what they want to ask for the property. But lots of times you're going to be sitting there and talking about the condition of the house, the marketability of the house, and what the market is doing.
hmm
And so I always have my comps ready, and I've reviewed them. And so we can have a very intelligent conversation. When they say, well, yeah, the house down the street sold for X, that, yeah, I know, but your rear yard is far, far, far superior. And your view is so much better. And you've got a couple hundred square feet more than they do. Oh, and an extra bath. Oh,
yeah,
or on Sunday, they were asking about a particular property. I said, have you heard the expression lipstick on a pig? All they did was they put new countertops down on the old crappy counters,
oh,
cabinets. I mean, you
yeah,
know, one guy said, well, I put on new hardware. I said, good for you. It's still old. So I leave that blank until we are ready.
okay.
Do need to talk too about whether it's a withhold or coming soon. 4 or 5 of my last have all been withholds because they just have not been ready to go live.
So do you see a lot of that?
I have personally, only because the houses just haven't been ready to go on the market yet.
Right,
Either they have to, finish uh, framing or carpeting or, just decluttering. And
right.
there's no sense in putting it coming soon and getting all excited and then they miss a deadline because then you're only allowed 21 days.
Oh,
You can't show it, but you've only got 21 days and coming soon,
I,
then it's got to go active.
yeah,
And if the house
okay,
isn't ready, you've shot yourself in the foot.
right.
So I'd rather do a withhold if it looks like it's going to take them longer than 21 days. All righty. We talk about marketing. By the way, this auto feeds on every page. We talk about marketing on the internet. So I always check off yes, display it. Yes, put the address out on the property. Link it to an automated valuation. Yes. But number 4, I always say no. I do not want to see people's negative comments on the web.
Oh, no, I wouldn't either. No. Okay.
So that's a definite no. It's not listed for lease, and I don't want you thinking that you're going to be renting it out from underneath me. Nope, 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 nope.
Right.
These are the seller's obligations. You can either summarize it or you can let them read it. Saturdays, the wife is an attorney, so she said, "I'll just skim it." Okay. I was playing to her ego, but basically they have to maintain it. They have to keep the utilities on. They have to keep their insurance. If something happens to the property, they're responsible for it.
Okay.
The Reader's Digest version. Recording the property at closing. Here's our compensation. Line 116, we do not collect a retainer fee. As much as it would thrill me, the market doesn't do that. And so I'm not going to be the salmon swimming upstream. So I just plug in 0.
Okay.
Line 119, our fee is 6%. If they question it, Bob, I literally draw a vertical line down on a piece of paper, and on one side, I say marketing. And this is the listing side. I'm going to do 3 things for you. I'm going to market your property aggressively. I'm going to negotiate aggressively the best terms and conditions for you. And third, I'm going to get it to the closing table. About 10% nationally, about 10% of properties do not close. My job is to get it to the closing table. So my fee is 3.3%. Then on the right side of that vertical line, I said, this is the selling side. We want to incentivize my colleagues in the industry, and there are about 8,000 of them in the metro, to show and sell your home. And typically, it's a 2.7% payout to the showing agents. That's the 6%.
Yeah, that's a good way to explain it. That was never explained like that. Makes a little bit better sense to me, really.
Yeah. And as much as I would love to be able to keep it all, I have to share that with my broker. All right.
Right.
So it's a split. So 6% goes there. Scrolling down to line 134. Oh, let's say for some reason it doesn't sell. And I usually put in a 6-month listing. In today's market, if it's around for a month, something's wrong with it. But if it doesn't sell for whatever reason, or the seller decides to cancel, I put in here 180 days. That's called a tail. If they do not relist it, if they do not list it with another brokerage firm, and they sell the property to somebody that came through the property while I had it listed, they owe us a commission.
Oh, okay.
But if they turn around and list it with the XYZ Realty Company, doesn't apply anymore.
Okay.
So the compensation disclosure shall offer compensation. Check off box 149, 2.7%. Line 151, I put in 0.
What was that? 2 point what percent was that?
7. Yeah, it's 2.7.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
3.3. And I don't pay agents who are not representing a buyer. Lines 164 and 165. I always ask them, do you have a favorite title company? And the typical answer is, no, I don't even know what a title company is.
Right.
So that was the person that closed the property when you bought it 15 years ago. Oh, yeah. No, I don't know anybody. Fine. Do you trust me to select the best person for you? Yes. This is the person I've been working with for the last number of years, and she's like a hot knife through butter. She's going to get it done. So I would like you to authorize me to 164, choose your closing agent, and then just initial.
Okay.
I highlight all wherever I need them to sign or initial. FERPTA, I get a lot of questions on that. If one of the sellers is a foreign person, the reason this law went into effect was because foreign persons, non-citizens, were selling a property and then skipping the country and not paying their capital gain tax. So if it is a foreign person and they're not a resident, or they're a foreign corporation, or they're not a citizen, the title company is authorized to withhold 15% of the proceeds. All right. So just have to find out whether he or she is a foreign person. Agency. We talked about dual agency. Remember Mr. and Mrs. Buyer or seller? Yeah. Okay. I want you to check line 197, and here's why. If you agree to dual agency, I can now go back to my office and promote this listing to all of my fellow Keller Williams Lake Minnetonka agents. Dual agency does not exist, Bob, if say the Maple Grove Keller Williams office is involved. It's by the brokerage. And each of the market centers has a different broker, except for the Butler Group. John Butler is the owner of the 4 market centers, Edina, Uptown, Otsego, and Minnetonka. He's the OP, he's the owner, but he's the broker for only 3 of those because the Department of Commerce will not allow him to have more than 3 brokerages under his license. Oh. That's why I am the broker for Lake Minnetonka. And we only have dual agency if another Keller Williams Lake Minnetonka agent has a buyer and you're the listing agent, or you sell your own listing and you're representing the buyer. Those are the only 2 times you have dual agency, and it has to be with Lake Minnetonka. Clear as mud?
The other 3 could do a dual agency between the Edina, Uptown, and Otsego?
Yes, sir. Because John Butler is the broker.
Right. Okay.
Not us. People get ownership and brokerage confused, but that's the quirk of the law. So I always get them to sign 197. They sign, I sign.
Okay.
You sign. Potential sellers, agency relationships, you can read through there. Fiduciary obligations, fair housing. Don't ask me to do anything illegal. Don't ask me to not sell a house to that group of protected class of people. I will not do it. If you insist, I will walk. Right. Electronic signatures, you're agreeing to it. they're valid, they're binding. And here you go. You know, any other provisions, they sign, you sign. Second seller, they sign here. All right. And then the only other document is the fraud alert. And I just emphatically say, do not send money to anybody requesting it to be wired. Only the title company and I will verify that it's okay to wire funds. And I will verify it with my closer before I say yes or no to you. So if you get an email that looks very official, ask me or ask Becky, my closer. Don't send it. You'll never see that money again. Okay. Any questions on the listing contract? You feeling?
No, that was pretty explained very well.
Okay. So you're comfortable with how
Yeah.
to figure all that out.
Yeah.
So it's a dialogue back and forth. And that's why I do it in person. And it's a lot easier to do that than it is.
I would prefer that in person. Is this everything then for the seller? That was everything?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
That was going to be pretty easy.
And you should always have your list handy.
Yeah.
So you're also going to need, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Duh, and I got my glasses on.
Broker part. Oh,
Now, what am I looking for? I'm looking for, oh, I got to go back to individual forms. Sorry. And I still have my glasses on. Okay, so we're into the North Star MLS. So there's your certificate to withhold, or there's your coming soon.
oh, I see. Okay.
Either way, depending on your timing, you need to get this signed. Here it is. This is the withhold. Make sure you have the date up here of the contract, the listing contract, date, expiration date, the PID number, Keller Williams Premier Realty Lake Minnetonka, a single family home. We're delaying putting it on, owner signature, our signature.
So when they have a certificate to withhold, is there a time frame on that?
No, no time frame at all.
Oh,
You may show it. So if Rick Brahma hears about your listing and says, hey, Bob, can I show your listing? You can say, yes, you may. But you cannot market this. You cannot put a sign in the yard. You cannot put it into multiple lists. You cannot put flyers in a mailbox outside. You can't promote it in any way, shape, or form. Otherwise, you get fined a nice fine. But you can show it. You can tell the people in our brokerage only. And if somebody wants to see it, you can show it. As opposed to the coming soon authorization, which will allow you to market it up the yin yang. You just cannot show it. Come on, there we go. So there it is.
oh, I see.
And coming soon, seller preparing the property, may not be shown, get $1,000 fine. You can go out to a maximum of 21 days. There it is. So you got to put in a drop dead date right there.
What do you normally put in? You 21 or whatever?
Well, yes. I mean, if they're going to finish painting 2 bedrooms this coming weekend,
Okay. All
this
right.
coming weekend is the 29 and 30, and they're going to be ready by the 31st. I'd put 8/30, 31, or maybe September 1.
Okay.
So that's the dialogue you have between
Right.
you and the owners. The other thing for North Star MLS Okay, where'd it go? Rental. Okay. Single family listing. Oh, there it is, down at the bottom. Single family listing input form. It's a big document. It's probably about 12 or 13 pages. And here you go. Get them to sign. Come on. Where are you moving? There we go. Get them to sign page 1 at the listing. Depending on their motivation and their timing, I will have this partially prepared because I know our office. I know the property particulars because all of this is on the public tax record, street names, elementary schools, tax information, and make sure you're using 2020 tax information. 2019 drives mortgage loan officers crazy. So fill out what you can and then just have it ready. And then you can sit there and go through it with the seller. So is it a foreclosure? No. Is it lender owned? No. Is it new construction? No. There are your yes, 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 and no. Is there association? If it's single family, no. If it's an HOA, townhouse, or condo, yes. So you're going to have to get information about that. And there might be a property management company. And then you would ask them to get a resale package from the HOA. So you keep on going down, you measure your rooms. I always put, let's say the living room is 20 by 14. I put 20x14. I always put the larger dimension first because you read from left to right. So it makes it feel bigger and seem bigger. So you've got the level, main, upper, lower, and the approximate dimensions.
Map. I lost the host. I lost you. So.
I know Zoom.
Okay.
Well, Zoom has been having problems.
Oh, okay.
So they sent out a notice earlier today apologizing for the system crashing yesterday.
Oh.
So sounds like they solved all their problems yet.
Yeah. So many people using it. Maybe that's had something to do with it.
Yeah, I guess. Um, so that's the input form. There is only one last form, and I'm not sure whether I'm going to be able to. Okay, let me get rid of that. Up here, share screen. Bring that back up again. Okay. This is the residential forms, and this is the disclosure. Okay, you've either got the seller's property disclosure or the seller's disclosure alternative. Are you familiar with the difference?
No, I'm not. I would have probably went with the seller's property.
Okay. Um, Again, that depends. The Mendota Heights listing is an estate. It's being handled by a lawyer, the trustee. We use the alternative.
Okay.
He never lived in the house. He doesn't know anything about it. So the one I used yesterday, this is the seller's property disclosure. And it just goes through everything that the seller should know about the property. Are there encroachments? Are there easements? We're talking about the general condition. Have you had any problems? Yeah, we had hail damage. The roof was replaced in the 2019. That's where they put everything.
Okay.
Yeah, we had the furnace died in 2018, so it's a new furnace. So this is where they fill everything out. This page used to be very confusing. They fixed it. So let me find. Okay. I use 178 as the example, pool and equipment. If you have a pool and it works, it's a yes. If you don't have a pool, it's NA. Duh.
Yeah. Pretty self-explanatory. Okay, that helped.
It
They didn't have
is.
any before.
That used to be over there.
Oh, I see.
So it got switched. So the forms committee said, it's been too confusing, so it doesn't apply, or it does apply. Does it work? Yes. Does it work? No.
Okay. Okay.
Now, you cannot fill out any part of this. The only piece that I fill out is right here, just the property and the city and the zip code. I hand it to them, all pre-printed, and they fill it out and they sign it. Because all the way down at the bottom, let's see, keep going, keep going. All right, seller statement. I swear on the Bible that this is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Seller, seller. So then this gets uploaded on MLS and the buyer signs it. They've acknowledged that they have had everything disclosed to them. If there are other documents, I have had, say, my buyer client sign those other documents. I sold a house that had a previous seller's disclosure, and it was very different from the one that the current owners had, because they did a lot of improvements to the property. And so I had the buyer, my client, sign both of them. Full disclosure. I didn't want anybody coming back to me pointing a finger and saying, you never told us. Yeah, I did. And you signed off on it. That is your signature, right? The only other thing that you're going to need is a seller's net sheet. I use my title company. I'll say, We just solicited for 375. And would you prepare a seller's net? Here's the broker admin fee, 6% commission. Just do a rough estimate for me. And then I set that up in Authentisign if I'm sending it after the fact, or I'll have it pre-printed if I have a pretty good idea of an asking price and just say, strictly a disclosure. You'll get the full estimate when we have a contract, and you'll get that 2 days before closing. This is strictly an estimate, an approximate amount of money that you're going to be walking away with at closing. Strictly a net estimate. So those are the things. I mean, you got Tisch report if it's in like Hopkins or Golden Valley, Minneapolis. You got the disclosure. You got lead paint. You got the KW disclosures. And the other thing that I do is I prepare a binder. Yeah. Call you back. I prepare a 3-ring binder, and I leave this at the property. In there, I put the property disclosure, I put the public tax record, I put the listing. If there's an HMS warranty, I put that in there. Anything that's pertinent to that particular property is in that binder. I don't believe in preparing all those little booklets that people walk off with and then they throw them away the next day.
Right.
Waste of money. It's a waste of resources. This is one resource. They stay in the property longer so that they can start placing their furniture. It just, I have found it to be a much better way of highlighting the property and answering the majority of the questions.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. They don't ever walk off with it, do they?
No, they don't. No.
Oh, okay.
The only time it walked off was when the sellers packed up everything and they just threw that in one of their boxes. So I went to Florida. But I usually get there before they can do that. So that's pretty much all of the forms that you need.
Yeah, that explained very well. I like that.
All right, well, good. I'm glad. I'll shoot you my, see if I can do this.
I'm going to ask another silly question. Is there anything that shows me the name of each of these forms that I could keep for record? If I would have printed all these out, I'd have had them, but no big deal. If not, I'll
It
look.
does exist. I'm trying to think whether it's in the Fast Start manual or whether it's in your first 90-day manual.
Okay, it probably is.
You can also set up a whole bunch of templates in Instinet Forms. I chose not to go that route because each property is unique and
Right.
I have different forms for different reasons,
Right, okay.
different types of properties. So let me rattle them off. Agency disclosure,
Agency disclosure, okay.
KW disclosures,
KW disclosures. Okay.
listing contract,
Listing contract.
the seller property disclosure or disclosure alternative,
Property disclosure or alternative.
and out of MLS, you will need the input form
Input form, okay.
and either withhold or coming soon.
Sold or coming soon, okay.
If it's prior to 1978 in age, you need lead paint.
Okay.
All right. And if you're doing a rural property, get as much information as you can about wells and septics. And this is where just sitting down with them and discussing what is all going to be needed when somebody writes a PA.
Okay,
The other item is your public tax record.
okay. Good.
All right, this is my presentation. So it just goes like this. Here's what we're going to talk about: selling process, who the agents represent, selecting an agent, why hire us, preparing for the journey, and then getting started. There we are. Cute and
Good.
adorable. I'm cute. She's adorable. This is the process and what you can expect. In selecting an agent, this is what we are going to be doing. Whoops, I hit the wrong button. This is what we're going to be doing. You know, you select your agent. Don't base an agent on price. We're going to market, we're going to negotiate, and we're going to get it closed. We have our standard marketing. Hi, Trey.
Hey, what's up?
You
Oh,
can't
no,
hide behind your shield. I saw you. That's our standard marketing. This is our specialized marketing. All sample of the websites. We use professional photographer. We have our website. We believe in staging. These are some of the misconceptions. Then you got some different graphs that came right out of Keller Williams. You know, chasing the market. This is one of my favorites, you know, in terms of pricing it correctly. And then it's just, okay, you're ready to go. Let's move it forward. So I'll share that with you. I'll send it over to you when we finish
Okay.
here.
All right.
All righty. So let me just, and then I think where do we go? No, full. No, trying to get it back over to normal. Well, wherever. Oh, stop sharing. There we
There.
go.
There we go.
Here.
Okay, I appreciate the time.
All right. That helpful?
Good info. Yeah, it was very helpful.
Okay. Go in and play with it.
Yeah.
You may want to print out a complete set.
Yeah.
Mark it up. Pretend you're explaining it to a potential seller. You still there?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
here.
see you now. Pretend you're meeting with your client and just go through it. Read it so that you can answer their questions. Read it ahead of time.
Okay.
All right. That's all there is to it. I mean, make sure that your comps are good and you understand the values and what the market is doing, because that's going to be a key piece. Have some stats available so you can go to InfoSparks and get your stats. Just you have to be the subject matter expert. And that's all I got, my friend.
All right. Appreciate the time.
You're quite welcome, Bob. Any questions?
All right.
Just give me a holler, all right?
I will. You have a great day and stay cool.
Thanks.
You're
you
already
too.
cool. You're already cool.
Oh, I am cool. All right, we'll see you later.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.